Hey guys, today I just thought I'd show you my the softwares that I use for productivity to help my workflow because I don't know, I felt like I haven't shown what software I use on my computer in a while. And just a little quick note to self is that I use Mac OS. I only use Windows for gaming because Windows is a piece of shit and Mac is slightly less a piece of shit and Linux scares me. So that's why I use a Mac. So yeah, let's just fucking jump into it. So first for my web browser, I use Brave. As you can see, I use a lot, judging by all these fucking bookmarks. But I use it mostly because of the security it gives, and also the fact that it doesn't tank my computer, unlike say Opera. You know, it's not super slow like Safari, and it has a good amount of security. I heard that Firefox is also pretty good when it comes to that. I just haven't gotten around to trying it out. Maybe I'll switch to Firefox, who knows. But I really like Brave because it's Chromium, so I can use all the Chrome extensions that you can get on, Chrome. So yeah, that's my web browser. Next up, I'm not gonna open it because it'll show my IP address, but I use Proton VPN whenever I need a VPN because it's free. The free version of Proton is actually pretty good. It has a decent amount of countries you can choose from. I think it's like Romania, the Netherlands, the US, and Japan you can use. And it's simple and it does what I need it to do. Whenever I need a VPN, it just fucking goes. For my antivirus, honestly, Macs are pretty good when it comes to just having good naturally built-in antiviruses, but just in case, I use the free version of Avast. It can be a little scummy sometimes, just being like, ooh, there's a virus on your computer, they're coming to get you, the dark web's coming to get you, and the only way you can be saved is if you buy the premium version of our antivirus, which is a little stupid. It's really dumb. Also, sometimes I also have it on Windows, just in case. And sometimes on Windows, a big fuck you text box will just come sliding down the top corner of my screen, just like straight up showing my IP and location when I'm screen sharing on Discord. Fuck off. So that's a little stinky, and I don't like that, but whatever. Next up, I use this thing called Activity Monitor. This is basically just the task manager of Mac. But I don't know if everybody knows that, but it helps me see what takes up a lot of energy. Obviously, I got a lot of stuff right now because on my second monitor, I have all this stuff, so I can drag it in when I talk about the software. But it's really useful. So yeah, I find I use it a lot. Side notes to also help with productivity, I have this thing called hot corners, where if I drag my mouse into the very corner of my screen, for example, this one will just show me like my desktop, so I could just immediately go to it. Another one will bring up mission control, which will show me all the windows for me to select and like my different workspaces. In order to set that up, you just gotta go to settings, you gotta go to desktop and dock, and then at the very bottom, there's this thing right here called hot corners, and you click on it, and it'll bring up the little window. Yeah, the little window to peep all this shit. So yeah, there's that. Next thing I use is called Omni Disk Sweeper. So if I were to, for example, go to like my capture card hard drive, you can sweep it and it'll show you literally like all the files, even like hidden files in folders, and it shows you how much space it takes up. And if I click reveal right here, it'll just bring up me to the file. So yeah, there's that. That's pretty cool. It helps me deal with space when I'm running low on space. What the fuck? Sure. We'll get to that program in a second. Next up, I use an app called Self Control to help block myself from certain YouTubes. So you just go to edit block list and you just press the plus, and then you just add a URL. And then when you enable Self Control, you set a time and you just click start block, and it'll prevent you from going to that website. I use it mostly on YouTube because when I'm editing, I'll get distracted by a YouTube video and I'll spend my time on YouTube instead of editing when I need to edit. And it's really annoying, and I really should stop doing that. So yeah, I don't do that. So yeah, it's just called Self Control. The next one is called Look Away. I already have it running like at all times. It's this little menu thing right here. It just I have it set to every 30 minutes. It'll tell me to look away and to look at something far away so that I don't strain my eyes. But this version, it like cost like it's like $40 once. So it's kind of stupid that I need it for that, but every now and then it'll remind me to like fix my posture or something like that. So I can find it to be very useful, but you know, it's kind of cringe that, you know, it costs money. So that's why I have another version that just, like, as you can see right here, it literally just says 20 minutes. And after the 20 minutes, it'll just tell me to look away for 20 seconds. And that's it. It's a little less cool with the UI, but it works just as well. And it's free. So yeah. Speaking of, I have this application called Alfred. It's basically the Spotlight search on Mac, but like a lot better. So yeah, I use it. I use that. Which also brings me to Mackie. It's how do I pronounce it? It looks like this. This is look away, and this is the other look away, by the way. Mackie is this little thing right here. It saves your oh my lord. It saves your keyboard, your clipboard history, like what you copy. So if you just need something, you can just grab it from right there. Very useful. The next thing I want to talk about is very useful. It's called Rectangle. It's literally just called Rectangle. And it's basically allows you to do that thing where you can snap a window to one half of the screen like in Windows. Very useful. You can also use like keyboard shortcuts to do all the things. So yeah, I like that. It's just called Rectangle. Very useful. Next thing I unfortunately use HP Smart for this piece. I might be off screen when I crop it because I'm not going to bother to like edit this video a lot. But I use a HP printer / scanner. So when I need to scan, I use HP Smart app for it. So yeah, there's that. Just figured I shouldn't mention that. Another thing I use is called iStats Menu. It looks like this, and it just tells me all the things going on with my computer. The big thing I use it for is is the temperature of my computer, because I had a long time trying to figure out how to show that, so I just downloaded this. The next thing I use is called QuicktimePlayer. It comes built in with Mac, and I use it to record, for example, my webcam and my screen. The reason why I like using it with my screen is that you can just use a keyboard shortcut to start a screen recording. It's Shift Command 5. Shift Command 3 is a screenshot, and Shift Command 4 is selection screenshot. So yeah, love that. So yeah, I use QuicktimePlayer to record video, and obviously I use Audacity for audio, because, you know, Audacity is great. And then when I'm done with the audio, I stick it in this program called Levelator. And Levelator basically just equalizes the audio. It doesn't make the loud parts too loud. It doesn't make the quiet parts too quiet. So love that. Next thing I use for my capture card, when I have to screen share while recording, I'll use Rec Central Express. I could use QuicktimePlayer, but the file sizes for QuickTime when I record with my capture card are really big for just no reason. So I used Rec Central Express because I have an AverMedia capture card. Next up, what do I use? Also for my mic, I use a Scarlett Studio solo mic thing. So I have this thing called Focusrite Control, which just allows me to make my volume louder on my microphone because it's really quiet on Discord, so I have to do some shenanigans, which is really stupid, but that's what I use it for. And then next up, I already talked about it, but I use this app called Notion. It's literally what I have this thing written down on. So yeah, there's that. Whoops. Sorry. I accidentally touched some shit. Okay. Anyways, next up, I use this app called Little Snitch. If you know, you know. That's all I'll say, but it's really good for, that's the local way thing. This app is really good for making sure certain apps don't phone home. I'll just say that. Next up, I use this fucking piece of shit. Fucking fuck you. Fucking Wondershare Uniconverter. I hate this app. Do not get it. I use it to download YouTube videos as videos or MP3s or stuff like that. I mostly used it because it also can convert anything, and also you can download entire playlists at once. But since a week ago, it just stopped working, and I don't know if it's because I have to upgrade and buy the next version, but I don't want to do that. So I'm either going to be pirating the next version, or I'll just simply use, let me bring it up. I'll just simply use DLP, I mean. Which you go to GitHub. You don't even have to go to GitHub. You just have to use Homebrew. It's very weird how it works, but basically it works in the terminal. You open up your Mac terminal and you'll type in a command and give a YouTube link, and it'll just download it to your users folder. I have a YouTube video right here that I'll link in the description to show you how to use it. You have to install Homebrew first, and then you have to install Python with the Homebrew, and then you install YTDLP. But this guy will show you how to do it. I'll leave the link for that in the description. Yeah. And then the last few ones are just like my editing software, which I use, called Final Cut Pro. It's like $300, but it's a one-time payment, and it's a really good editing software. I've been using it since like 2017, 2018. And yeah, I've gotten rather proficient with it. And then there are just the Adobe apps I use. I'm not going to bother showing them because it would fucking take a while to like load them up, but it's After Effects, Photoshop, and Illustrator. I don't use After Effects that much. I just use it for very subtle stuff like audio spectrums or rotoscoping, and that's pretty much it. And then I use Photoshop to make thumbnails and Illustrator to make certain graphics, or maybe also a thumbnail. And that's it. That's the entire productivity tour thingy. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I'm quitting all the applications right now. Also, if you don't know, Command-Alt-Escape brings up this Force Quit menu, which is very useful. And yeah, that's basically, that's everything. Okay, bye-bye.